Hello there, welcome back. Today I'm talking about Christmas movies. Since this is going to go up like a few days before Christmas, I thought I'd actually talk about Christmas movies I like. Some of these will be on TV, some will be in streaming, so I'm sure that most of them are pretty much available to you. So these are my little recommendations of Christmas movies that are good. I mean, at this point, it's like, I'm not going to try and do any serious films. So what's the point? No one's going to be in the mood anyway, so I'll just do silly Christmas films. You know, conventional ones and unconventional ones. So, have fun. The first one is Batman Returns, since it takes place at Christmas. And it's really dark and depressing and has lots of depressed characters who are psychologically damaged. It's a perverted penguin who's always chasing after Catwoman, making lewd comments. If I repressed lead character in Batman, Catwoman is insane. She doesn't know who she is. Christopher Walken's an industrialist who wants to basically make everyone even poorer than they are already. I mean, it's wonderful. It's wonderful because of all these Christmassy images, and at the same time the Batmobile burns villains alive, and the villains are dressed like clowns and all that. Everything's weird. The whole thing's weird. And I mean, the villain, the penguin, wants to drown the firstborn of the entire city. Every firstborn in the city he wants to throw into the water and drown. I mean, it's so brutal. It's so horrible. Yeah, this is the film that killed Tim Burton's Batman career. Parents objected. The plot's... There is a plot, but it doesn't really matter. It's just all this bizarre imagery. It's wonderful. If you want a darkly comic superhero film based on Christmas, try this. You've also got the other option of Iron Man 3, which is also fun, which is set at Christmas, Shane Black. Because Shane Black sets everything at Christmas. I mean, another good one's Kiss Bang Bang, which is also set at Christmas. Also stars Robert Downey Jr. That and Iron Man 3 are both Christmas set films by Shane Black. Iron Man 3 is one with lots of explosions, but lots of sarcasm and sarcastic jokes. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is much more of a, you know, it's more humane. It's, the lead character's a misfit, he's useless. This wasn't even part of my list, by the way. I was just talking about Batman and went on to this film. So Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is good as well. It's a good heart-filled movie that's very sarcastic. So Batman Returns, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Iron Man 3 is if you need something else too. Another one, Gremlins. Another fun, heartwarming movie for all the family. Yeah, Gremlins is a good laugh. I mean, Gremlins is starts off as a horror movie and then becomes a comedy as once the Gremlins get loose and start making jokes and behaving like cartoon characters. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's Joe Dante just going mad and having a laugh with all of the you know, all the different characters. It's just a weird film. You know, every character they've got is very eccentric. I mean, the only two lead characters have behaved even vaguely like non-caricatures. Everyone else is a caricature, which makes it more fun when you get tortured by gremlins in various ways. Because I mean, the first half sets up like as a horror movie, and then they just realise this is funny, and you have the flash of gremlins, the gremlins singing hi ho. It's just hilarious. I mean, it's just twisted. I mean, this one, the one is probably more disturbing for kids because they do still keep the horror elements. Gremlins 2, which isn't typically Christmas, it's more overt comedy. But the first one's good fun. I thought it was a bit creepy when I was a kid. But, you know, it's just, that was one of the things that got me. But it's great fun though. I mean, if you're looking for a bit more mean-spirited Christmas, Gremlins is good. Gremlins is a good laugh. Okay, next one is Nightmare Before Christmas. Nightmare Before Christmas is Tim Burton's. I should have done this after Batman Returns, obviously. It's where the King of Halloween decides to kidnap Santa and take over Christmas, and with disastrous consequences. This is when Tim Burton's he didn't direct it, Henry Selick directed it, and it's a really good collaboration because Selick was better with story and Tim Burton better with coming up with lots of images. And if you look at the Selick films, he tends to work better when he's working with other people's material, you know, where Neil Gaiman with Coraline or James and Giant Peach, he seems to do better when he's working with someone with a very precise style that he can use his skills on. And this film really works. You have all this Tim Burton stuff, but it is focused towards a story that makes sense. You know, because as you know, Tim Burton films don't always make sense. But it's great. It's good fun. I'm trying not to go into too much detail in any of these films because this is just a silly video for Christmas. But yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas. There's some good musical numbers. There's some great gags, and there's some wonderful. And some of the musical numbers do have some emotion to them. The moment when Jack Skellington, the Halloween King, discovers Christmas Land is wonderful. There's tons of great material in there. And it's very short, it's only like 70 to 80 minutes, so it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's you can catch it in 2D or 3D, they're both good. I mean, the 3D is nice, but it doesn't really add anything you don't get with 2D, but it's an enjoyable film. And it's one of those ones that's it's enjoyable in the repeat as well. Once you've seen it, it doesn't matter. You can still watch it again and you'll still get a lot from it. So that's Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay, next is Krampus. Krampus is another one like Gremlins. As you see, this list was written where we just write stuff down and not linking anything in any logical order. Because obviously some of these Gremlins should have been linked to this. But it wasn't, because I'm incompetent. So yeah, Krampus is a new, more recent film. It's by Michael Dougherty, who made Trick or Treat, which is a terrific Halloween anthology film. This is the second film. This is one released about 2 years ago, and its idea is this horrible family makes one of the kids, this family has their in-laws visiting. It's a horrible mess. One of the kids who's very sensitive tears up his letter to Santa, which allows Krampus, the anti-Santa Claus, to descend on the family and cause havoc. It's a really fun. It's partly comedy, partly horror, but it really works because it treats the horror like horror. So people get killed or people are treated really horribly, including kids. Some of the adults are idiots and who are just mean-spirited, and it's funny to watch them get their just desserts. And we also see other sides to them as well. So the comedies, the character base is fun, the comedy's fun. There's a great atmosphere to it because it's all set in snow. So it starts off the good side of the snow where everything's nice and, you know, traditional. Then when the lights go out and it gets to the horror movie, everything that was nice about Christmas in the snow suddenly becomes really sinister. And you realise you can get snowed in, so it turns into a kind of comedy version, an even broader comedy version of The Shining, you know, where people are starting to snap at each other. So it's good. It's really good fun. It's another short film. It doesn't last forever, so it's quite good. It keeps the point and doesn't overstay its welcome. The guy who directed it is now doing the new Godzilla film, which makes me really intrigued, because the Godzilla films are now hiring good directors to do the monster movies, which is all the better. Right, next is Christmas Carol and Polar Express. These are the two Robert Zemeckis films he made, like the motion capture. He also made Beowulf, which is it's not a Christmas film, but it's the best of the three, where Zemeckis did Beowulf, and it was more grown up and more pervy than the other two, and it was a better story. But these two are good. I mean, Christmas Carol was hard to mess up. This one's darker. I mean, the problem with motion capture, it doesn't look photoreal. And you have to accept there's some stylization to it. There's something in the eye, sometimes it doesn't look quite right. But it goes from actor to actor depending on who it is. And it's just, they're not even trying to be photoreal, they're trying to do something different, stylized. So it means the camera can move in from far distance to almost a close-up and get the emotion of animation. But at the same time, it's more like real people, and you're mapping real actors doing the performance. So it's part the animation, part real life acting. So it's a weird in between the two. I'm not sure they entirely they would ever work as a full-on style that will always engage people, but I thought these three that make it were interesting. But the two Christmas ones, Christmas Carol kind of goes for the darkness in the story and the horror of it, and the fact that it's a creepy story as well as a heartwarming one, which means because it goes to the horror, sometimes the kind of warmer elements are kind of lost. So it's one of the more colder versions of Christmas Carol, but it's also one of the more fun versions because the camera goes everywhere, and when they go to the Ghost of Christmas Future, they can really go for the horror, and they can really torture Scrooge a lot more than they would in some of the other films. So there's good points and bad points. I think they leave out the young Scrooge a bit too much. I think there should be more of him in it, because it feels like they're rushing through those sections, and I think you need that to kind of make the guy human again, to allow for his redemption. But that's just the way it goes. Zemeckis tends to do fast-paced films. I think that was one area where he could have improved himself by just slowing it down sometimes. But also, Polar Express was the first one. It's about a train who's going to. It's about a kid who's losing faith in Santa. He ends up in the Polar Express, and it takes him to the North Pole. And it's all the adventures all the way through to the North Pole, and then getting to the North Pole and the adventures he has in the North Pole as well. Again, it's darker than you'd expect, and some people thought it was creepy. I didn't think it was creepy. I just thought it was enjoyable, really enjoyable. Again, in both these films on 3D, as all three films on 3D, and you got a chance to watch them in 3D. It's better to watch them in 3D because the motion capture looks much more real, much more human, and the camera moves feel more natural. It's like they were made for 3D. They're 3D films. The 2D is okay, but you don't get the full emotion, the full effect of the camera moves. It feels a bit fake in 2D. It looks faker. It doesn't look quite. Doesn't connect so much. But they're both enjoyable. They're both worth trying. You know, if you want something different, these are worth it. Next is a silly one, a very Harold and Kumar Christmas in 3D. It's another 3D. It's a gimmick 3D film. It's the one where they throw stuff at the camera and they don't use 3D at all for anything but cheap gags, which is great fun because 3D is also a cheap gag thing. Sometimes it's good for depth, but sometimes a cheap gag film's good fun too. And this film, I haven't actually seen the first two. There's 3 films. I've only seen this one. But I really enjoyed this one. I've seen it twice, I think, and I'm probably going to watch it again this year. It's just fun. I mean, it's about 2 guys who have grown apart. Now they're coming back together at Christmas, and there's all these hijinks trying to get a tree because one of the trees burned down, and the most straight-laced of the 2, he's trying to impress his future father-in-law. Another one is this guy who is smokes way too much marijuana. His life's a mess. It's just these 2 people reconnecting through Christmas. It sounds very cliched, but it's just fun the way it's done. It's good-hearted. It's one of those ones, because it's so good-hearted, that it's very enjoyable. It feels to catch the Christmas spirit really well, because you feel like, yeah, that's the right balance of like snark and like genuine emotion. I mean, it's obviously a Hollywood film. There's nothing deep to it, but it'll capture the spirit you want for a Christmas film really well. So it's definitely worth trying, because you're going to get human stories, but you're also going to get a sequence with a guy babysitting his kid on LSD. Yes, good fun. Right. Next is 2 action movies. Of course, the first one's Die Hard. I'm going to do a Die Hard video after this for tomorrow, so I'm not going to say much about that. Die Hard's great. Is it a Christmas film or isn't it? It is and it isn't. You can watch it at Christmas and get the effect of Christmassy, but you can also watch it outside of Christmas because it's also a movie about an action set piece. It's not the Shane Black movie as well. He's the same way. You can watch his movies anytime, but there's a special place at Christmas where they do have a Christmassy theme to them, so it does help the movie. So you can watch it. I'm sure quite a lot of people watch Die Hard now at Christmas. It's slowly becoming a Christmas film, even if you can watch it other times. but there is like a Christmas element to it now. I think people, because it was set at Christmas, started watching it at Christmas when they were kids, and it now became a routine. It's the same way people watch like The Great Escape at Easter. There's something about it, that time period, that film, that's starting to hook in. So yeah, it's becoming a Christmas film. I'm sure in about 10 years it'll be a Christmas film, complete Christmas film. Right, and The Long Kiss Goodnight is an underrated one. It's set at Christmas. It's a shame, another Shane Black one, because Shane Black always does Christmas. It's one of the few good Rennie Harlan movies, and I wouldn't even call it good, I'd call it guilty pleasure. I mean, there's lots of tawdry moments, some of the action scenes are a bit tawdry, but it's fun, it's just fun. It's just silly pulp. But Jane Davis is this housewife who has amnesia, who turns out she used to be a super spy assassin, and her life catches up with her. But it's all set during Christmas time, so there's a Christmas theme running through it, as well as tons of explosions. This is ultimate guilty pleasure movie because it is really silly in lots of places, and it knows it's really silly in lots of places, and it's fun with the fact it's really silly. So it's just enjoyable. It's just enjoyable pulp. You just have to appreciate it as enjoyable pulp and have a good time at it. But don't think about it too much or at all. Just enjoy it. Okay, now we've got another horror Christmas film. Obviously I like horror Christmas films. Rare Exports, which is set, I think it's set in Norway. It's set in one of the cold, you know, winter, snowy locations. I think it is Norway. It's set in where it's winter, and all these like farmers who are bunkered in for the winter find the original Santa Claus, who wasn't the cheery Santa Claus. He's the psychopath Santa Claus that kills everybody. Yep. This shouldn't appear with Krampus in my list, obviously. But yeah, it's great fun. It's really good as that, because it's got a kind of an atmosphere from a foreign, unsentimental foreign film, that it doesn't really try. The human moments are much less sentimental. It's obvious there's a father and son story going on. Obviously, the father loves the son, and the son's intimidated by the father, but they do love each other. Just they annoy each other sometimes, and it's nice because it's not too sentimental, but they're there for each other when you need it. And all these other characters are around, are just farmers trying on their life, and they're in a bad situation, and it works because it's just like a working class horror movie set at Christmas. They're trying to catch Santa Claus, a psycho Santa Claus. It's just one of those wonderful films. I won't say much about the plot. That's the general setup. But it's worth watching just to discover all the beautiful joys of it. So if you get a chance to watch something on Christmas Eve, this is the one. You know, there's still time to buy it on Amazon. Okay, right, the last two are warm-hearted ones. I thought I'd end with some warm-hearted ones. This is the one, only time in the list I've actually planned ahead. Right, After Christmas, which is from the team of the Wallace and Gromit team, and their studio did it. And this is a Christmas, this themed idea of, this is Santa's youngest son who's trying to prove himself to his dad. That's it. It could be really tacky, but it's done so well. It's really good natured film that it just works. I'm not going to say anything about it. Just like give it a shot, because it is worth trying because it is enjoyable. It's really enjoyable. I was surprised I saw it because I was expecting the worst, because I'm just thinking this will be tacky. This will be really tacky, but no, it worked. It really worked. They cared to put the character work in, and they cared about all the little details of Santa and the world set up, what the sun's about, all the different mythology of Santa in the past, and they really put the details in, but also they care about the character work. So it's definitely one. That's another one. That's another like, good one for Christmas Eve. You know, when you've closed everything off and you want to just relax and watch some silly Santa movie. That's a good one. Finally, though, you have to go to the Muppets, don't you? The Muppet Christmas Carol. Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? I haven't watched this one for a while, but I really enjoy it. It's only because I don't want to keep rewatching it and know it too well. You know, Fuzzy Bear is the old employer. You have Michael Caine as Scrooge, and one of his best parts actually. I mean, he really gets to do some fun stuff there, being cruel to Kermit as Bob Cratchit. You know, you've got Gonzo the Great as the narrator. It's just really well done. It's just one of those well done Muppet movies. It's like the Muppet movies go up and down. There's some good ones, there's some terrible ones. But this is one of the ones where they've obviously cared and they really put the effort in to try and make this work. So it's a really good one to watch. I mean, there's a good chance it's going to be shown like in Christmas Eve in the afternoon. If it is, give it a shot. It's really good. I'm sure anyone watching this film has seen this one. So you know if you like it or not. And if you don't like it, you're a moron. Honestly. Look in the mirror and say, for shame. For shame. Well, that's the end. And this is me telling you for shame about Muppet Christmas Carol. Hope you enjoyed it. This was a bit sillier list. I thought I'd do one because it's Christmas, but there's not really much to this video. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon.